Today I'm going to take you guys shopping at Big Jeff Audio, where I'm going to introduce you guys to a Danish audio company. Have you ever heard of B2 Audio? Well, let's jump right off into this. The subwoofer we're going to be checking out today is from their Rampage lineup, and this will be the 8-inch variant of it. But don't let its small size fool you. This thing is capable of 1,000 watts RMS of power. And trust me when I say you would want to stick around for the demo, because I decided to purchase 4 of these. But now it begs the question of, who is B2 Audio and why are they dealing with Big Jeff? B2 Audio is a Danish company that designs and manufactures car audio equipment, including subwoofers and amplifiers. B2 Audio was officially formed in 2008 over in Denmark. Over the past few years, B2 Audio has made a strong name for themselves in car audio. They've even won some world records, bass boxing to be one. According to popular sources, the company builds products for SPL and sound quality application and has recently entered the North American market. That's where Big Jeff come in. Big Jeff, who's actually known as Jeff Goldman, is the owner of Big Jeff Online Inc., known publicly as Big Jeff Audio. Located in Ocala, Florida, Big Jeff Audio is actually a distributor for some of the most popular brands out there. Taking a quick scroll on his site and you'll see that he has brands such as Kicker, Def Bounce, Rockford Fosgate, and SUNDOWN Audio. But it wasn't always like this for Big Jeff. He actually started out just like anyone else would, selling stuff on eBay and Amazon. But now he have a couple warehouse full of stuff, and he is also the only distributor in the US for B2 Audio. And to be specific, B2 Audio USA is the manufacturer and Big Jeff is the distributor of the product. This relationship came about between Big Jeff and Jay Holmes, the owner of B2 Audio. After leaving the market in 2022, Jay Holmes has tapped Big Jeff in order to resume business here in the US for 2024. After hearing so much about this B2 Audio, I was really excited when Big Jeff reached out and said he had some in stock. And after taking advantage of a huge discount, I had Big Jeff send them right on over. So let's move on with the unboxing and see what all this hype is about. The B2 Audio Rampage 8 comes packaged in a manufacturer's brown box. This is actually triple boxed. I didn't get the third box on camera, but just know that B2 Audio did a very good job when shipping this out to us. We do have some accessories here. This is a sticker that comes along with the box. Me personally, I don't use these stickers on my car. I put them in my office because I don't want to get robbed. Sorry. But yeah, you got the manual that comes along with it. All the information that you would need as far as TS parameters and things of that nature would be found in this manual. Also warranty information. The foam that they decided to use is a nice foam. I don't like styrofoam. So anytime I can see this black, like open cell foam is a good day for me. And as you guys can tell, this foam has been molded and shaped to the contours of this subwoofer, which is also a great thing. Top, bottom, and center of the subwoofer is protected, and it also has plastic on the subwoofer, which protects it from the elements as it's being shipped. Good job, B2 Audio. Now it is time for the weigh-in. This little guy comes shipped with a shipping weight of 30 pounds, but individually it's 22.4 pounds for this subwoofer. B2 Audio does a great job with the aesthetics of this subwoofer, and they don't skip a chance on doing self-branding. As you guys can tell, they have their logo edged right there into the basket. I let you know these things are not cookie cutter. The Rampage 8 does have dual tensionees that are glued and woven into the spider assembly. Another thing to note about the basket of the Rampage 8 is that it is glued and screwed to the top plate of the motor assembly. B2 Audio decided to opt for the full carbon fiber of the face of this subwoofer. Both cone and dust cap are carbon fiber, which is always a nice additive for a subwoofer that makes it light and very, very rigid, very strong moving parts here. We now take a better look at the open basket design of the B2 Audio Rampage 8. As you guys can see, has a design that you typically would see on a much larger subwoofer. You have a clear view of the black aluminum voice coil and former, and you have a nice view of the spider and cone assembly. This is a pretty good design for such a small subwoofer. Here's a closer view of that black aluminum voice coil. And one thing I want to point out is the fact that whoever assembled these at B2 Audio actually took their time and did it right. Most times you see on these smaller subwoofers, the glue jobs is horrific. But this right here, everything looks very clean and pristine. It's like B2 Audio pretty much pride themselves in appearance. And I appreciate that. I don't know how important this is to other people, but this is very important to me. If I'm gonna spend $400 on a sub, I don't wanna look at the voice coil and see a bunch of goo on it. Here's a closer look at the sideward position of the push terminals. I don't know if they intentionally did this or not, but I did notice that it made it a little bit easier to squeeze all this magnet past the baffle cutout. Having an 8-inch subwoofer that is rated for 1,000 watts, you need to keep things cool. The Rampage 8 has a total of 8 vent holes for the voice coil gap, and they actually have a very large center vent for the pole piece. And if you're wondering why this small subwoofer is so heavy, well, let's take a look at this 300-ounce magnet that comes with the motor assembly. That's right, 300 ounces. That's nearly 19 pounds of the 23 pounds that you've seen earlier on the scale. This thing has a lot of motor force, and now you know exactly why. All right, let's take a closer look at the mechanical travel. One thing I want to point out right here on the screen is this lip right here that you see on the surround. You see this? This is actually a lot of material. You would think that that was part of the actual surround, but it is not. This is actually the cone underneath this, the rubber of the surround, meaning that they actually utilize as much cone area as they could, even in applying a surround here by utilizing a tall surround, more so than that of a wide roll surround. I like this. And here's a better view of that progressively rolled spider in which B2 Audio have opted for in order to increase the cone control during SPL performances. All right, so once again, we're in the Impala, and what we're about to do is test those. This is the B2 Audio Rampage series. Those are 8-inch subwoofers in a low profile enclosure. Okay, that's what we're going to be testing today. All right, so our testing equipment consists of the mini bass meter by SPL Lab. That is what we're going to be measuring our sound pressure level, our SPL score. And the metrics that we're going to be looking for are decibels. All right. The second piece of equipment that we're going to be using today is the AMM1 by Steve Mead Designs. This is an audio multimeter. And what it does, it shows us our power output. Also, it shows us impedance. We're going to be using this in dyno mode. The amplifier that we're using is by TORO. That's a Smart 8 bass. A Smart 8 bass. That's an 8,000 watt RMS subwoofer amplifier. That's a monoblock. And it puts out way more than that. But we're going to be using it to see how much these guys can handle. Okay? Enough of that. Okay, now it's time for the bass sweep. Our bass sweep is going to be from 150 hertz down to 20 hertz. We're trying to see at what value these speakers peak inside of that enclosure placed in this environment. Bass sweeps are always done at low volume. This is going to be a 30-second sweep. Let's go. And here we are. That's my Bluetooth cutting out. Don't worry about that. All right, that's 20 hertz. All right, sometimes during the bass sweep, my Bluetooth cuts out because of the bass frequencies. It does have interruptions, but don't worry about that. If it cut out, that's what it is. So that was actually 329 watts at 0.1 ohm of impedance. Wow. Okay, that's a very low impedance. This thing is stable down to half a ohm. And that was a 130.4 in the kick. But we don't care about that. The metric that we're looking for is gonna be at what frequency did that peak at. So we're gonna go through our modes right quick. 37 hertz. That's the frequency that we're gonna do our test at, 37 hertz. All right, so let's get this reset and we'll meet you guys back at the meter. All right, we have it reset at 37 hertz. And what we're gonna be doing is starting there and we're gonna see how much we can get out of this thing. All right, 37 hertz. God damn. 7,386 watts at 1.2 ohms of impedance. Good God. Those things were moving. I did not expect that. That's a 143.9. A 143.9 in the kick. That was amazing, man. I want to try 40 hertz. I want to bump it up a notch and see if we can get a little bit louder. I want to try 40 hertz. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bump it up one notch. I'm gonna bump it up to 38 hertz. 38 hertz. And we're gonna see what this guy can do at 38 hertz. This is amazing. Did you see the excursion on him? God damn. All right, everything's reset. We're at 38 hertz. Let's see what it does here. 38 hertz. Damn. Ooh, man. Okay, 7,128 watts at 1.2 ohms of impedance. 38 hertz. 143.9. I'm gonna go for 40 hertz. Let me reset this. I'm gonna go ahead and go for 40 hertz. All right, these are back to back, guys. So this is gonna be a 40 hertz. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see what it does. 40 hertz. Knock my camera down. Damn. I bagged off of it. I'm scared, man. These things are, look. Anyway, 6,680 watts at 1.3 ohms of impedance. I didn't even give it everything. I'm scared to give it everything. This is crazy. 141.8. So it didn't like that. It didn't like 40 hertz. We're gonna have to, let's try 35 hertz. Cause it hit the low end like none other, man. 35 hertz is what we're gonna try next. Golly, man, this is wild. All right, we got everything reset. 35 hertz. Here we go. Damn. Whew. That's crazy, man. 144.5. 144.5. These are low-end monsters, man. Low-end monsters. I love it. I love them. They don't even bottom out or nothing. Whoever designed these knew what they were doing. That's 6,642 watts at 1.3 ohms of impedance. The impedance on these guys are rock solid. Almost every frequency we've played, you know, that amplifier is very consistent, and these things sound amazing. They play everything. I'm gonna play y'all some music. They play everything, and man, look, worth every damn dime. And for all those who care to know what the port looked like and all that, this is what the rear looks like. Now, I know I've seen in the comments that a lot of you guys asked me to turn these boxes around, right? I'm gonna tell you why I don't think I have to do that. The reason that I don't think that I have to do that is because the port is already firing off the lid, right? This is where most of your sound is coming from in a ported enclosure anyway. Most of the sound comes from the port itself. Now, if the port was on the face with the subs, I would see turning it to the rear. But right now, I don't think it really matters which is facing the rear, the subs or the port. As a matter of fact, I think the port actually is in a better position to load from this corner and kind of, you know, send frequencies right there to the passenger kick where I have the meter at. So I think this is already an optimal position. I just wanted to kind of show you guys exactly what I'm working with back here, and also show you how this, look at my panels, man. This is what happens when you bass. Man, this is what happens. Your damn panels just fall apart, man. I can't even, anyway. Okay, so the next test is going to be the music test, and we're gonna see at what decibel SPL level it performs at with just listening to music, how I do every day. That's coming up next. Okay, now it's time for the music test, and right now what we're gonna be doing is a song called Free Throw by Timothy Infinite. Now, if you guys are interested in whatever you hear here, just go over to Epidemic Sound. These are the artists, this is the name of the song, and go and support them. You know, these are my tracks that I pick, but if you like anything, Epidemic Sound is where it's at. Timothy Infinite, Free Throw. All right, the next song is gonna be Stadium Scam by Dylan Sitz. Next song is by Damma Beats, Put Her in a Mansion. Man. Guys, you guys already heard multiple people say this before, and I'm just gonna reiterate what most people who demo this stuff to you says here on YouTube. You cannot get it the way we get it here in this environment. YouTube compression, the way that they process audio, they are not, these phones can't even really like just give you a real world representation or re-representation of what we are experiencing in the cabin. This bass is clean as a whistle. My panels are not. I mean, everything's in here is trembling and shaking. That's on my part. I can keep it at moderate volume. As you guys can tell, I didn't even have this, I had this thing like what, a quarter, maybe a third of a way up. Bass knob, same thing, maybe a quarter or a third of the way up. And it's just a clean sounding bass. I've never had 8s that sound like that. Never. I never had 8s that sounded like that. These things are amazing. I mean, typically I don't ride the balls of a brand. I just don't, that's not what I do. But these guys right here, this B2 Audio, whatever their engineers are doing, they know what they're doing. And they're doing it very, very well. Those subs are amazing. They sound amazing. And it didn't even look like I was giving them all that they can take. And I don't think that enclosure is not coming out of this car for a long time. That's it. And remember, I don't break in my subs, guys. So all that the break-in stuff that everyone encourages or whatever, I never do any of that before I test. I test, you get the out-of-box experience when you listening to my stuff. When you watch one of my tests, this is an out-of-box experience. So I think I said enough. Go check these guys out. There'll be links in the descriptions below if you guys want to, check out Big Jeff. You got a discount code down there. I say take advantage of it. He runs some good sales. We got Christmas coming up. He did good on Thanksgiving. He did good on the Black Friday sales. And we got Christmas coming up as well. So if you guys are looking to, gift someone something that's car audio and you think that these would be a great option, then use the coupon code in the description below in order to, get a little bit money knocked off as well. And it supports the channel. So there you go. You get a double whammy for that. Thanks for visiting the channel to help you simplify car audio. It's the Budget Bass here, and I'm out.